Testing one, two, testing one, two. Can you hear me? Let me know. Testing one, two, testing one, two. Can you hear me? Yes. Seconds, because I'm at. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live for the PCM World Cup 2024 Inline Team Final. I am the biggest of all dogs. Join me and I'm at the 90th in this final day of the team competition. So, if you just joined us, here are the teams for today. It's P. Luxers, Village do Mardi, Portugal, and Team Skype, the four final teams, the final medals. The most prestigious road event inline team competition is here. Most prestigious event. This one is for team. We will still have later on in these World Championships in the final day also the solo final of inline. So Portugal, Luxers, Village, and Skype. There's also at the same time, because this is the final team road event, there is also the fight for road and track overall. So the so-called overall as well as the road classification. So three medals at stake today, not two. And we have the route ready when Emma wants to. Okay, we have the route live. So if you're watching, the first stage, Tirano Canadze, is 192.4 kilometers. There's some climbing in there. I'm not familiar with the parcours itself. It could be even the most famous stage of the world. My memory for these things is terrible, as everyone knows. But there are three categorized climbs, two intermediate sprints, one of them sort of in a false flat before the final climb of the day. Stage 2, Le Bourget du Lac Montbrison, uh, is in line at its best. Several cats there. Uh, Low ones. It starts with an HC, but then 43443. And then there is a false downhill with some bumps on the road there. And we go into two categorized second climbs and one third before the flat into the end. Then we have Isola Pianmune, and it's 125.2 kilometers. And here we have three first one cats, one intermediate sprint at the very, very short valley that is between the last downhill and the last climb of the day. That ends in a sort of a false flat before rising again a little bit for the ending. We shall see the steepness then on the lobby. And let me just type something here. There we go. And we shall see soon who is in the lobby and who's ready to play. All right, here we go. So, uh, just see where we are. I have no idea. I'm just seeing some messages here from last night. All right, let's go. We are waiting for the team selection to be concluded and for us to be able to launch. And a quick look as well as what we had from the indications we had from last night. I believe we had overall classification here somewhere. We did. Village is still leading. Village de Mart, 1,721 points. That's 1,721. Then PLX just second place, 695. Then Portugal, 1,502. These three are still contenders to the first place. Portugal would need Village and P to not finish in the first two spots, and they would need to win as well. Village just needs to finish ahead of P Luxers, and P Luxers, uh, I think, also needs just to finish ahead of Village. Ideally, both of them would have the issue resolved if they win. If one of them wins, that's guaranteed, but they just need to finish ahead of the other. They do, however, need to not finish third and fourth, so they have that little limitation if Portugal wins, or else Portugal gets, on the last day, with an epic comeback, gets the overall GC. Skype is in sixth place currently. They have 1,094 points. They could still reach fourth, I believe. Not sure if third. But there's still a lot to be played here for, and there's a lot of points in this event. Okay, we are waiting for the lobby to launch. Not sure. 12 people are here. Okay. We are waiting, and we are waiting to see how this goes. We have Snake, T2, and Leo for the team of Village de Mart. I see Pixar, Groot for the Luxers, as well as Hush for Skype. I don't know anyone else yet. Identify yourself or get shot.
What up, y'all?
Joseph Whiteley, welcome. Hyped for this inline team final?
Yeah, it should definitely be a fun one.
All right, and who would you rank as favorites for the win today? Who's the biggest favorite here in theory?
Wow. On paper, I'd say Village and Laxers, but given the context, I'm gonna say Skype.
Skype.
And I
There's
don't think
still a
Skype would
chance.
be smart enough to use their position to their advantage. So
There's also still the possibility that Portugal can win the overall if they win the event, but also if Luxers and Village get third and fourth. How big is the possibility that these two get so caught up in the fight that they could actually end up in the last two spots of the event?
uh, it can happen, but with it happening and then Portugal getting first is quite slim. So.
All right, and we are launching the stage with Meme graphics. That's finally we are here. We're trying to see who's who. I don't even know the players because I hasn't showed them yet. I see Basel. So Basel, Pixar, and Groot for Norway. Pixar A, EDKA for Portugal, T2 Village de Mart A, and Hush Team Skype A. Teams B are Groot, Guilherme, Snake, and Huli, and Team C are Jose Pereira, Basel, Leo Falandri, and Baba. And EMEA is there because, well, we have to see. So, uh, any comments on the team selections?
No, I think it's pretty obvious that they'll probably put the weakest person in the team with the A team and the strongest person with the C team.
All right. Remind us, Joe, who are the leaders for the next two stages, the designated ones?
Um, I think it's the puncher, so C team for stage two,
C
and
for.
the mountain rider, so team A on the third stage.
All right, we already have attacks happening. I see Hushi, Huli, Costas for Pixar, and Joao Almeida for EDK. That is 8 teams, and I have no idea who the other Skype has. And here goes. So 77 is joining as well. Jose has vid, so I assume it's 77 for Skype with the 82. And so starts the fight for the KOM, bro. KOM. Joe, is this the expected move? Instead of going with their full teams, they're just sending their main mountain riders. Is this expected?
Yeah, I think it is pretty much expected. What isn't expected is for Village not to be present.
Yeah. Let's see behind. We have Leo Falandri going and Jose Preva now. Jose Preva is the C team, I think, the leader, so he's at the front.
No, Jose's not the A team is the leader team.
Right, so Jose is the C team.
The C team is
So
the best team that isn't the captain, therefore all the good players are the better players. So Basso, Jose, Leo would be
all
the
right.
C team.
So if the A team is the captain, they're already at the front, except Village.
Yeah, but it's the 77 sprinter they'll be focusing on, which is exactly why they haven't sent the rest of the team with them.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the C team for the stage for some reason, but you are correct.
And the
All
C
right,
team could be
so
for the stage, but I think with the way it's going to be played, the 77 sprinter is more than capable of surviving and winning.
all right, we have Christophe Moreau for former Tour World Champion Holikools, and Moncoutier for Hush, that's the 82 rider, and then we have 82 and 77 for Portugal with Azevedo and Almeida, Guilherme, and José, and DDK, sorry. And somewhere in the middle is Pixar with, I believe, Colstead, the 82 mountain rider, and the sprinters on their way for the first KOM of the night. It's gonna be Skype. Maybe 1-2, maybe 1-3.
One,
KOM,
Here
three.
bro.
goes Lactus.
KOM.
Hmm? Yes, sir?
I think they're going to 1-3 with Laxers in second and Portugal getting
Yeah,
1 point for fourth.
yeah. Was close, but you might be right. And they already have almost 2 minutes on the peloton. I assume that E2, the riders in E2 should still be Leo. He was trying at
No,
least early.
Basso,
Basso, yes, sorry. Basso was also moving with his C team.
which they're giving him a
Here we go.
massive gap, to be fair.
Yeah.
For free as well, pretty much.
Not sure what Village is doing so far.
I think they're playing the long game, trying to stay within a bigger group so they get more green bar for finish, but I don't think it's one of those stages that really benefits them too much, to be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Perhaps not the best stage for that to pay off as well as they want. Because this also be one of the stages, if they focus too much on the result, it might come back to bite them, especially if they don't win in the end.
I think as long as they bring it back on this second cut, they've not really lost out on anything too much. The two
Alright, we shall see.
intermediate
Oh,
sprints are still there to be played for after this cut too. So
definitely. The gap fell down a bit, so there's two men from Snake, Oscar Frey and someone else about to join the break.
not really
The
sure what
infrastructure.
Basco was doing to be fair. He attacked with 3 riders on the cut two, got like a minute and a half advantage, and then decided that he wants 3 riders over this climb. Made no sense.
Well, I suppose the indecision is one of Basso's problems. Sometimes psychologically he fails at big moments. Could not be the case this time. Might not necessarily be the case this time, but an indecision here that might have cost him, uh, like you said, a free gap.
I think the aim of the C team would be to get all 3 riders over this next climb. It's a long, long way to go without having a third of your riders.
Sort of the
Not
key.
sure for the B team though. I don't think the 82 sprinter can make it. If they keep on with this pace, then yes, they probably will end up making.
Pace doesn't really.
Strictly speaking, even if they do make it, I don't think they'll have enough red bar to win the stage. So
I was gonna say someone got dropped, but it seemed it was just temporary. And we already have 10 riders here at the front again. I see Molo again, probably still with Mokutie, yes. José Pereira now with his full team. I'm assuming Guilherme is with him, or EDK. Not sure. I forgot if it was EDK or Guilherme with the team for Portugal on this stage. Maybe Guilherme. It's actually EDK is the B team. So EDK is the first leader of the night for Portugal. Perhaps they're waiting to have José lead the third and decisive stage. What's the best plan of action here, Joe? Do you take the best leader on the first stage? Do you save it for the middle, or do you put all your chips, if you're a team captain, on putting your best player as leader on the final stage?
not sure to be fair. I'd definitely put the leader on stage 2 or 3. Definitely not stage 1. But it's not as I think in the past people just used to save the best player for the mountain stage. But the way the gameplay works this year, it's not always the best thing to do this. But I definitely not put them on the first stage. That's like a guaranteed answer.
Alright, now Snake with his A team working at the front. Spreader
Yeah.
BB?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, 82 is B team. So we have 12.7 kilometers to go until Passo del Tonale. I see
I
some
think
movement.
he wants this KOM. I think he knows his 2 teammates are not going to be the most helpful once the climb begins, so he's using them on the flat to get an advantage. But, well, Skype are pacing them, but if you look at who they're pacing with, I don't think it's necessarily very smart what they're doing.
Yeah, that's definitely the most smart option, I would agree. And then there were 7 at the beginning of Passo del Tonale. 9.6 kilometers, 1,878 meters of altitude at 6.3 average percent. Not the steepest of climbs, especially after the middle. But there goes Colsett, deciding that an attack is the course of action to try and avoid the 82 and 77 mountain riders from Skype.
Yeah, I think Skype are in the best position to take this now. Not sure what EDK did before in last 5k, but he should have more bars than Pixel. And again, Village not represented up front. Interesting tactics.
I was going to ask, what do you think about the what looks like a passiveness of Village so far?
Well, 3 teams are clearly going hell for leather for the point, and there aren't many team in line on these tattoos, so it's not the worst shot in the world. But it's not like it's going to cost them much anyway, putting just one rider up front. Now they end up pacing anyway, so.
The big question here, though, uh, does this show without doubt that they seem to be focusing, at least for stage 1, in the long game, the stage game, and not kill themselves for the points?
I don't think their passiveness means they're just playing for the stage. Like I said, there's still 2 intermediate sprints they can go for. So these 2 Cat 2 climbs, they're points they're missing out on, but they're not a lot.
All right. So
Especially
Skype.
when you've got 3 teams going for it in Skype, to be fair.
KOM, bro.
Not
KOM.
for the first KOM. They're going to be getting
KOM,
points.
Column underway, acceleration from Skype, now Portugal, but it's going to be for Skype, either 1-2 or 1-3, 1-3. And I think Portugal was fourth. Acceleration from Village there, and it's a
Who's the
movement
name?
with
What
two
am I?
teams. Not
Who's the name?
Guilherme, it would be the B team. Not exactly sure.
Yeah, it's the B team.
Wait, is there who's from Skype? It's B team as well. There's two Village there.
Yeah. And the only person dropped, I believe, is Oscar Fernandez. Yeah.
That would be the 82 Spur Snake and the B team from Village.
So it looks like the 82 sprints are going to be having
So,
their fun at the intermediate sprint.
yes,
Oh,
just sorry.
Village.
Was-
No, I said all the other teams have got their 82 sprint for this intermediate sprint currently, apart from Village.
So, Village wasn't doing much with him and still loses him. How do you explain this? Because the others still have him, at least
No,
for now.
I think Snake was doing some work with them, to be fair.
All right. So let us see how this goes.
And that's not to say that they misused them, because I don't.
I mean,
It's not
that's not to
a
say
good
it's an
thing.
auspicious start
Yeah,
either. Yeah,
they've not contested either KOM, and they've lost out now, probably on a good select.
which is why I say that they weren't doing much. Yes, he might have used the rider to work, but was it really the best needed option? And with him dying so soon, it's a bit weird. But
I
do
just
you
don't
think
think
that?
they expected the other 82 sprints to make it, to be honest.
All right, attack from Landa in the peloton. Not sure if he's going to take it all or not. We still have
Leo Fernando.
Molo at the front. Leo Falandri going with trying
It's a
to
good
free
attack.
Landa, but that
It's a very
Landa
good
only
attack.
gets free in science fiction and maybe occasionally in PCM.
It's a good attack, but they're well onto it behind, so I don't think it's going to really cause any trouble.
It is Giuseppe working currently at the front with Guilherme. Guilherme also using the 78 climber, 77. Sorry. There's been some conversation between some of the players that the B team has been seen, for the most part, including the 77 rider, as uh, let me find a good way to say this. Useless. Would you agree with this?
Peripheral.
Hmm. Sorry.
No, I said peripheral, but then again, it's the only team with two designated leaders. So
I, I mean, the conversation has been more on overall, not just for this stage particularly. Do you think that
no,
the
no, I don't mean this stage. I mean
okay,
overall.
okay.
It's the only team with two designated
But
leaders.
was
It's got
that
the cobble leader and it's got the sprinter.
yes? Would you say that so that was part of the intention while doing the DB?
No, he just needs a fourth rider. But
All right.
I'm sure if someone wants to make a suggestion, then they're more than welcome to. I think it needs the same treatment as the C team. There's nothing wrong with the actual lead. You can't make the cobble rider better in mountains because it changes how he rides on cobbles. You can't change the sprinter's ability to cobble or time trial or climb because again that affects his sprinter ability. So you can't really do anything with the B team other than just give it a fourth rider who maybe has like I don't know 71 mountain and like 70 flat or something. I don't know. But you can't
All right.
change. You can't. People say he's weak in mountains, but you can't change the cobble rider and sprinters mountains. That's the only thing. Because then it impacts something that you didn't want it to impact.
That is true.
Because
And
imagine if you put the cobble guy with like 68 mountain, he literally survives so much more than what he should be surviving.
and we've seen quite a few OP cobble riders over the years in some DBs.
Yeah.
Intermediate sprint fight is underway. Trains are starting to accelerate, to position themselves and accelerate, and they're going to launch very soon. Sprint underway. There's Village, there's the Luxers, there's Skype, and it's gonna be Luxers, 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 and then maybe Skype
Matters
maybe running in third.
first, Skype. second, maybe Village second, but definitely Skype have another rider in fourth place as well.
Uh, Good sprint for the Luxors that won them. That won it. Didn't see which player, but they guarantee a few more points in the back.
They've played a good stage so far. Them and Skype. Portugal and Village
Would
a
you,
little bit out of it, but I don't think it really makes a difference at this moment in time.
and Veloc going again, and Guilherme is gonna join them.
I think that's
Actually,
Pierre
PT say?
Long. That must be Snake.
Yeah, Snake is down to two riders indeed, so it probably might be him indeed. Guilherme is indeed the B team, it is Snake. And now we have Hushi joining
It should be
also
18.
18 actually. Yeah, he is.
He's got a teammate with company. And we've got Sagan attacking, which means Group must be attacking. Many attacks going off, but I don't think
Yeah,
anything's going to actually come of this.
we have attack after attack. The race is stretching, and everyone is trying to get a gap. But the peloton, as a result, ends up all together, and even if Fabregas ahead are at risk.
The team drops
Things
as
might
well,
change
but
very soon.
they're pacing a lot for this Cat 3. And considering that Village didn't pace for any of the Cat 2s, it's interesting. But I suppose it's not just pacing for a Cat 3, it's forcing the Laxers to pace behind.
And speaking about the Luxors, there's been a lot of discussion over them recently, and one of the things there was a lot of expectations of them as a super team. Right now, they only have two gold medals. That is one TTT and one something else. I forget. Uh, Not sure even what. And would you say that this is very little compared to the expectations there were to them? I mean, and track didn't do a very superb job for the skills they have in road, and an improvement was expected. They got some more medals than before, probably, but not the goals that some anticipated. Would you think they need this inline win and this overall win to justify the status, the statute of super team that they have?
I don't think they'll care about the inline win if they get the overall win tonight. So
So, as a team captain yourself, and obviously, I'm sure you would like to get the prestigious overall eventually, but uh, as a team captain, you always focus more in the individual events themselves, right?
I think you just have to go with what your team should be capable of, and I think for Laxers they should be winning the overall. So for them to start focusing on individual events wouldn't really make much sense. Whereas for us, who I mean, I'm not going to be naive and think we should be fighting for the overall because obviously I'm not dumb
I
enough to
agree.
realize that. So for us to
Yeah, I
focus
think we
on
all agree on that.
it makes more sense, and I think we do a good job at that anyway. So.
So, do you think that the overall would be the correct way to measure the success of the Spielaxers team at the end of these Team World Championships?
Well, I mean, a team like that not winning the overall is probably an underachievement. So,
Because not winning the overall with two medals, even if they get well, they can't get a third one here without the win of overall, but they finish without the overall and only with two gold medals. That would not be the most successful World Championships.
no, it wouldn't, because there are many other teams who've also done that, who are a lot weaker.
Not
So,
not sure if Skype or Portugal, one of them won, the other got second in the Coambro. So yeah, a lot of pressure here. Village entered the competition this last day of competition leading. There's definitely pressure. Replay of I don't know. KOM, I guess. Okay, but I cannot see it. So ask Joe maybe if you can put an eye on Twitch.
I didn't know who won the KO, to be fair, but it's only worth 2 and 1 point. So,
Yeah, no, just turn on the IMA Twitch so you when the EMEA does the replays,
no,
you can.
I have it on, but I watched the replay and I still didn't. So,
Ah, okay. So very close indeed between Skype and Portugal. All right. seguimos, and we continue into the final 73.6 kilometers. There's one intermediate sprint left, and then all the way to the finish line. These intermediate sprints are worth a minute. If you could check 7,421. So 7 points for the winner. I mean, by 1 point you can lose or win a competition. So obviously every point counts. But right now, I would assume, Joe, that it's also fair to say that there's a lot of people probably starting to worry with the stage ending as well.
Yeah, I mean, this intermediate sprint could prove interesting, especially now with Laxford making a bit of a mess of this chase. Leo could be on for a 1-2 at this intermediate sprint if they're not careful. Maybe even a 1-2-3, but I don't think he's gonna gamble trying to get a 1-2-3 when he could just get a 1-2. And I think at this point he is gonna get a 1-2. So pretty much all of that fighting during the stage with Lax's, Portugal, and Skype is going to be undone by this Leo Flandre 1-2, which should happen.
All right, Leo Falandri and finally Village are showing their abilities here, getting getting their claws off for a bit there.
Although with Portugal moving now, Leo's advantage has been halved, but I still think he's capable of winning this intermediate sprint.
There's still 25 kilometers to go, though.
Yeah, but if he
Gap is
goes
not.
85, they have to go more than 85 to chase him, and is someone going to willing to full out attack with everyone in their wheel just to chase him? He's got
This is
riders.
often.
He
Yes, Joe.
doesn't need those riders after the intermediate sprint because he's not the team going for the stage run.
You
So
said an interesting.
he can rotate between the two riders, but I'm not sure why he's.
Oh, but Pixar actually attacks him and is allowed to connect with him.
Yeah,
I was gonna say you said an interesting thing there, Joe, because people often seem to forget while playing this game. If someone's going 85, you're not gonna catch him at less speed. If you're gonna going at the same speed, the gap will likely stay the same or stay the same period. So you will have to go more. Players often forget this in the middle of the mess, right?
yeah, but I don't think people
Some,
forget
some,
it. I think they
some.
just choose to forget it. They're a bit biased.
Yeah.
But Leo must have not had the bars because there would have been no way he would relinquish a minute lead that easily with two riders willing to be burned. So it seemed a bit odd.
It seems a bit odd indeed.
I mean, with a minute advantage with two riders willing to go 85, you can't catch it, can you? In 20
Yeah,
kilometers,
yeah.
and they pretty much caught him instantly when they wanted to. I don't really understand what happened there.
Perhaps, like you said, Leo was not confident in his bars. It's weird
And
indeed.
I don't think he needs his backs on those two rides. Once this intermediate sprint done, he's got T2 and he's got Snake with teammates still. He doesn't need, as long as he has his puncher, he doesn't need any teammates. And
Attack from
Butcher is
Hushy.
still an interesting attack. And if he isn't chased down quickly, he'll be the one going for the 1-2. And he's
With
chased
10
down.
kilometers to go. Oh, and Basel. With 10 kilometers to go for the sprint, I was going to say if they give him just a little bit of room there, he could easily take the 1-2 in the sprint. But Basel is on pursuit.
It's
And this
interesting if
could
Bush
be
is the
the.
one attacking. Maybe they are playing for the 82 sprinter. Well, all back together.
The that could be the interesting part of the race as well. Different tactics by different teams.
hmm We'll see a couple of
So
people going for this intermediate sprint.
let's see the fight for the intermediate sprint. Trains are battling for position, and Portugal there on the right side, Skype on the left. On the center, we have the Luxers, Skype as well. Village is a little bit lost there in the shuffle, now getting position at the front. No one wants to give an inch, but the fight for position continues, and the sprint will be launched in less than 1 kilometer.
I think Basso's in a good position.
very opportunist and a very good sprinter, Basso, and now it's Giuseppe Veva launching. Basso trying to play catch up there, had a small cut there in his riders
Very,
without
very
letting him
late
out.
sprint by Jose.
Oh, and Basso takes it.
No, Pixar took it though.
Pixar. Well, it
Yeah,
was a Luxus guy. I thought it was Basso.
yeah.
It is Pixar.
No, I pointed it out because it was the 77 Sprinter, and that might be an indication that they are confident with the 82 Sprinter going for the win. That they're willing to use the 77 there to go for the intermediate sprint.
So, 82 sprinters might be at play here in the final moments of the stage. We have 35.5 to go.
I think Village need a top two here. Well, they don't need anything, but they would need a top two more than the other teams because they're out of all the teams, they're the ones who have the least amount of KOMs and intermediate sprint points. So them and Portugal. I think Laxers and Skype have done a good job. Portugal haven't done a bad job. Yeah, Village have not contested many, and the ones they have contested, they haven't really dominated to the extent they needed to.
A courageous rider is looking to break away.
And it's the first tester attack from Leo
I
Fernandez.
should be back live.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
All right. Having just fixed some things in the mic here. All right. So, sprint is approaching. From what you've seen, who do you think might have the best bars here?
I have no clue. To be fair, I think considering the 77s, I think they're all going to be pretty balanced. Maybe we could say that Village have better bars with the 77 purely because they haven't been going for KOMs, but that's just an
An attack
assumption.
is launched.
For the 82 sprinters, well, Village don't even have their 82 sprinter. And as for the other 82 sprinters, it's hard to say because it's been a very, very tough race, and I would imagine their red bar is going to be quite low. So, but we've got a gap here. Village in Portugal.
Oh, people all over the road now.
I think that's Snake's Cobble Rider Amaya attacking.
Thomas Vogler. Response by two riders of Giuseppe Reva, and now everyone trying to.
And this is
Uh,
dangerous. Sky are going to have to pace. Because with the 83 Flat Rider, that is interesting.
why aren't Luxers interested in that action as well of pacing?
They don't need to. Skype are going to do it for them.
Yeah. And junction is about to happen. Gap is closed. 7-7 to go. And around another turn we move. Anyway, show us the ending on the profile page. There we go.
Just
So there's no
2 or 3% gradients.
not steep, so could be an interesting sprint here.
But it's just steep enough to make the 82 sprinters not the favourite.
Yeah. Curious to see how this turns.
Put my money on
Village.
Groot winning with Hushaw.
All right, we shall see if Joe's money gets taken away virtually or not. I know that he wouldn't sleep at night if that happened because he cares a lot, like me, about virtual money in a virtual betting world, right?
I do.
All right. That's why I'm rooting for Portugal, simply for the fact that I've betted on them, and as well because it would be an epic comeback it would be if these guys could actually win inline and somehow find the tactic for it to also mean the overall win or the comeback story. All right. Final 10 kilometers are now underway. Banner is passed. Attacks there at the front. I see Pixar,
Very
but nothing
interesting
there.
move by Pixar's 77 sprinter to jump across the gap.
So, looking good for the ET2s, I guess, from the tactics we've seen.
Yeah. Which spells bad news for Village. But he's
Yeah,
not over just yet because they've got a strong sprinter in T2 with the centre, and he's got a couple of lead out riders, which he's going to need.
they
I've still got my
definitely
money on Tarhashoft.
they definitely need a great positioning here. A team is EDK. That's where the ATG Sprinter is. Am I correct?
No, Guillermo's got the B team 82 sprinter.
Only 5
Okay.
EDK's
laps
got
to
the
go.
A team 77
Ah,
sprinter.
yes, yes. So Guilherme also a very good sprinter. So this should be an interesting battle here. Ushov is already in prime position. 3.9 to go. He needs to keep that position though at the front. Village and Portugal coming from the left side. Skype lost somewhere, but in the middle, but now actually is advancing at the front. Good positioning. The sprint is underway. There's Portugal, there's Village, there's Luxor. Skype now coming from the left side. Oh, but Village is out of it. Village is out of it. It's going to be Groot. Oh, and there goes. Joel keeps his money. I was going to say
Hey,
Portugal,
looks
but he
like the
died
start
there.
line.
Wow. Skype the second, Village takes the win. Village, sorry, Luxors. And then Luxors also do third. Village only fourth. Portugal in the mud fifth. 1-3 for Luxors. That's the start they needed. Joe, your bet was successful. You actually had a good prediction there, and now the Luxors win the stage. What's their end game now? What their game plan now for the next two?
I think they just need to focus on Village, not to a crazy extent because they'll end up just losing anyway. But I think they can take a little bit of pressure off themselves. I think they can go for more KOMs and intermediate sprints and not have to worry about the finish sprint. Also, I
This
want my
was
money, by the way.
yes. This is one of the worst. We'll settle our finances after the race. This has to be one of the worst possible case scenarios for Village. Worst only would have been if they had been in Portugal's shoes that started as fifth. They'll have to show something more from now on. Maybe even be a bit more offensive in the in intermediates. Would you agree?
Well, the two best teams that played the KOMs and intermediate sprints got first and second, so they're going to have a lot of work to do if they want to win this overall.
Disaster strikes Village in Portugal. Skype manages to stay in the fight with the second place, obviously. So things are looking great for the Luxors. We're going to see the replay of the final sprint. There we see Groot at the center. We talked about his good positioning there. Skype was a little bit lost there in the middle, but managed to start recovering position here. And let's see what happened here. Portugal coming from the left side. Trying to see if there was anything we missed here. Village was completely out of it here. Dominant performance from Groot. Joe, thoughts on this sprint that we just reviewed?
Yeah, very good sprint, and it was costly that the 82 sprint so Village wasn't there at the final because it was pretty obvious that with the way the race went, that they'd probably be able to get to the finish line. And
Yeah, I
it's
don't think
been,
T2 did a bad sprint per se. I think he was just unlucky that he didn't have the 82 sprinter there.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if they just assumed the 82 sprinters wouldn't have been a feature, but with the way the race went, like I said, it was very, very cagey, very passive. They only played for the KOs and intermediate sprints. There wasn't really many attacks during this stage, so it allowed the 82 sprinters to be a feature, whereas normally they would have probably never been a feature. So
So, Luxors start as the leaders of this final, and now, as you said earlier, they just have to keep their eyes on Village because they're more focused about the overall than the actual inline win. And they start with a very good advantage. So, looking good for them. They just have to try and shadow the French team.
I'd say so, but they can't do it too much.
Did you, Emma? I looked at most of what I could from the replay and I didn't see it. On the other hand, I was also trying to see here some things in the messages. Well, thanks, George. Uh, we are waiting for the updated thingy majiggy. Here we go. Luxors are leading with 73 points. Second place Team Skype 44. Third place Village de Marte 22. So that's already 51 points disadvantage for the Luxors that Village has. And Portugal's Fortune in the Mud 11 points only. 5 in the stage. 4 for the intermediate sprint in the KOM bro. KOM. Portugal had the worst case scenario there. Village doubled their points 11-22, but not that much better at the end of the day. Joe, 51 points. That's it's true. A lot of things can still happen, but the Luxors are probably starting to feel at least the momentum at this point.
Yeah, and it just shows as well that putting all your chips on the final sprint. I mean, I don't know if that's what they intended to do, but it definitely seemed like it is not always
It
the best
seemed,
plan.
at least, yeah.
It's not always the best plan to do.
I'm surprised because, as we talked about earlier in the stage, uh, we got to the conclusion, and that's also the only one I can see at this point, that they deposited their faith that the ET2 sprinters wouldn't be a decisive part for the win because they wasted theirs working. Would you say that there was not the best gameplay preparation for this stage by Village?
I don't know. I just think in general they might have missed a trick there, but I don't think they would have necessarily been able to predict that the pace would have been that slow during the stage for the 82 sprinters to be a feature. But I think in this stage it's going to be pretty predictable what's going to happen for Laxers. I think we'll see Basso likely with the A team going off the front straight away, gets the KOM, probably gets a few more KOMs. We'll likely see Group, the C team, just playing the back wheels, ratting a little bit now that they've got the excuses. And yeah, I don't actually think the win might come from the C team. I think the win might come from the A team with the climbers.
Uh, Here is the question: if you're Village, you have to go all out for all of these KOMs or the most important ones. You have to start from that HC, right? You have to try something from that HC to get that first KOM.
I don't think that's going to be a tactic. I think that's just going to be a forced situation. It's way too predictable. That's what people are going to be doing. You'll see the full team of the A team. You'll see the full team of the B team, fully going for the points, and then you'll
Yeah,
see the
especially
C
in these
team behind.
stages, it doesn't start on a climb, but it pretty much turns into one really fast. So I guess those who want to be aiming for those points, because like you said, it's almost forced or completely forced, but they just have to be that quicker than the others, because if they don't sort their positioning quickly, it all might turn into shit really quick, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. But I think on this stage, they just need to play the KOMs better than Luxers, and they need to outsprint them at the finish line. Don't really know what they can do, to be honest.
End of the breakaway.
There are no intermediate sprints as well, so I think it's definitely going to be one of those stages where tactics are going to be one thing, but they're just going to have to beat them fair and square. There's nothing really else they can prey on.
Small remembrance, says. Luxors led the last final classics after stage one, and they threw it out. It happens. Doesn't mean it's going to happen now. But Joe, what are the odds of that happening twice?
Slim.
Gentlemen, welcome.
Not
All right.
because it happened twice, but slim because it's a completely different game mode.
Luxors are looking in fine form today, so far at least. They seem to have
Yeah,
a good game plan.
it was a
They
good
do.
sprint. It was a good sprint. Nothing more to say. They played the KOMs well.
Yeah, I was going to say because they also played the intermediate swell KOMs, all of that. So for now, at least, they seem sharp.
I just hope for their sake that they don't get in a situation where they miss a move, because on that flat section that you see in the back, slap bang in the middle of the race, if you get caught out in a move there, it could be game over before it was even begun. So I think it's going to be
Montesha
pretty obvious what's going to happen on this situation. I'd be very, very
is
surprised if we
underway.
go for 77 sprinters. It's possible to move the 77 sprint, but for what it's worth, the sacrifice you have to make to win it with the 77 sprint is probably not worth it.
Especially in such convoluted team lobby, right?
Yeah.
Mondusha is underway. It is Portugal and Skype at the front. Now a Village member as well. Let's try and see. I already see Calcet there at the front of what could soon be the second group, but no, the Luxers are closing their gap. As anticipated, the pace is already starting to go high at the front. There are already 13 riders at the front of the race in the first breakaway attempt of the day.
What team does Basso have now?
What
Must be
team
the
does
C
Boston have
team,
now?
because I don't know why
Show
he
us
wouldn't.
the quickly show us the team compositions when you can in the menu. Yeah. So Pixers
He does have the
Leo.
C team. Yeah, he does have the C team.
All right, interesting. We have Groot, we have EDKT2, we have Hashi, Basso, Glem, Snake, Holy Calls. Interesting that Baba is taking the 18 for Skype. Snake on the attack, so Village was trying to see
I
it's
think
1-7.
I genuinely think Lactors might have missed the trick here by putting Basso as the C2. I genuinely think they have missed the trick
Could
here.
you elaborate on that?
Well, I think there's going to be many, many scenarios during the stage where the B teams, the A teams are going to attack, and all the C teams, basically what we're viewing it right now, are going to be looking at each other. And considering the fact that Skype, Portugal, and Village have their best player, I believe, with the A team, all of them are going to want Basso to be kept behind. So they're not going to work with him behind, and they're all going to work in front. I think they've missed a trick because also Basso's not going to be the leader on the third stage. So yeah, with
And
this pace being so fast as a forced nature, no matter what they do, you're going to get a breakaway of the B teams and the A teams. And I think unless they tactically screw it up, I'm talking about Portugal, I'm talking about Village and Skype. They shouldn't allow a situation where the C teams are winning this.
wait, the designated leader for this stage is the A one, right?
No, it's the C team.
To see. So Basso was not the leader in stage one, so he is going to be the leader in stage three, or did I misunderstand
No,
that?
he's the leader on stage 2 because he's the C team. That's what I'm saying. I think they've missed the trick.
Ah, oh yes, it's the C team for this one, the designated one. Okay, so yeah, that
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
makes sense.
But what I'm saying is, I think there's going to be a situation where it's forced to be
Yeah, with
between the
the
A and B
parkour sitting down.
teams. But also important to note that Snake has got his leader in front. That's the C team.
Snake is in front.
But I
Trying
don't
to see.
think he's going to keep a teammate, whereas I think Basso might keep even both his teammates.
Village is already doing what I said I expected
Well,
from them.
this is what I expected Basso to be doing with the A team, to go for this KOM. Because if you win this KOM, they could extend their lead to 60.
Oh, it might be Moncoutier. Let's see who has the kick left. Who has the kick left? It's going to be Moncoutier, then Pinot for Leo.
Lax is in third at that KOM. Portugal fourth. Let's see the teams behind, please. Preferably Basso's team, because that's going to be wherever
Yeah,
Basso is. That's going to dictate the
put the
stage.
gap to the A teams at the front to
You've missed
Basso.
him. You've
So that
missed him. You've missed him. He's in E6, Mayor.
E6.
We don't need to see the dead riders.
Gets Pixar a little bit ahead, a little bit ahead.
Here he is. So Basso is with Snake, but without the teammate. But I don't think that matters because Snake's using the teammate, and Basso's got his teammate hogging the Portugal train. So I think it's all square. Don't think there's anyone gaining any advantage here. Interesting that Leo is playing for the 77 sprint. I think it's brave. But then again, they have to do something brave if they want to win. So
They indeed have, but could this be too risky?
I think it would be.
Thibaut Pinot and David Moncoutier are already underway for the next KOM, so Velage needs to start winning these KOMs. Being just second isn't enough for the deficit they want to recover, so Leo Falandri trying
Well,
to.
definitely being second on a cat 4 isn't going to reduce it because there's only 1 point, and I think Baba's going to take this one as well.
Yeah, I think, yeah, but I think they definitely know all the points they can get at this point. So, yeah, Pava takes it.
Baba takes it, yeah.
I think they definitely need to do a bit more on those KOMs. Every single point counts for them right now after that big 51-point deficit they had at the start of the stage.
Interesting that Skype and Village, their 77 mountains are in this second group. Can we check E3? And they're the next 77. So Portugal and Laxers do have a bit of a disadvantage with the front group at the moment, as we see Jose attacking, which is now interesting because that's going to force Laxers to pace in E3. But they'll probably wait for group.
Messy situation here on stage 2 after Mondushat. It was a steep one and a violent one as we expected, and it was a climb won by Skype that also took the next KOM. Col de
Yeah,
Blanchet.
all the 77 sprinters are there, but if they're all there together, it's going to cancel each other out. I think the only interesting part is if people have riders in certain groups where people don't, which at the moment is the 82 Mountains, and this is bad for Portugal and it's bad for Laxus because they're both alone.
Yeah, Almeida attacking Kostet and reaches the front group. Kostet should be there soon.
Yeah, this is bad for Pixar.
This is terrible for Pixar.
Cat 3 climb, first two score, 2 points, 1 point. I think Baba's going to win again. Yeah.
Whoa, there's an attack from inside the
No,
breakaway.
Leo
Oh,
won.
Galash! I mean, depends on the host, but Galash seems to have it there.
Can we check E3 again? I think it's interesting to keep a check on this bunch group. But these are all the weapons. I don't know where T2's dropped to E4. So all the 77 mountains are in this group apart from America. America we check E4 please.
E4 man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
T2 is here with hold on.
these are all the punchers. Basso's got a teammate, Snake's got a teammate. And they're all the 77s.
So Luxors compared
Really
to
interesting.
Village, they have their 77 a little bit more ahead. But on the other hand, the 82 for Luxors are a little bit down the road regarding the other counterparts. How do you think this translates in terms of advantage for the stage?
Nothing.
Nothing so far.
Although it is interesting that Pixar's 82 mountain is by himself, but I think once
We
these
did
pairs
not
are done,
see the KOM. Emma, if you could show us
Baba
the.
won. Baba won.
Ah, Baba. Okay. I was not looking there.
If they want any chance of winning this stage, they have to keep Pixar behind because as soon as Pixar joins, they all stop, and if they all stop, it comes back to the other groups where Village don't actually have their 77. So they need to keep Pixar out if they want. All three of them need to keep Pixar out if they want. If any of those three teams want a chance of winning, they have to drop Pixar and keep him behind.
But Baba is the only one putting pace ahead. No one
Yeah,
else past the Pixar's gonna close.
but I think Pixar's suffering though.
He is, I've
Like if
noticed.
I'm Leo, I attack right now, or at least play for the KOM and they keep the pressure on.
If they accelerate enough in this KOM, they might actually drop him here.
I don't think they will. If they'd have dropped him there, it would have forced Laxus to start pacing behind. Once you start pacing
Oh,
behind,
Josep Pereira takes the front for the KOM. I'm not sure. Not sure who took it there. Emil, if you could show us what the menu says. I mean, you're not the host, but there goes Baba.
I think Pixar's rider's dead.
This is worst case scenario for the Luxors when it comes to 82 riders.
Well, if
And Baba.
like I said, if Lax's 82 mountain was dropped, it would have forced their hand to work behind, which would have given an advantage to Portugal, Skype, and
Yeah.
Village.
And now they
For
stopped.
whatever reason, they didn't do it, and I think again they've probably missed out there.
And
And now,
Village here,
can we check E4?
E4 is just fully.
Skype have got a very, very, very good attack going now. Very good attack by Skype. If there isn't a response behind, this might be a winning move potentially. Very early to say, but there is a response behind though, and it's from Village. So Skype are not going to have it all their way. All the 82s are by themselves.
Leo Philandry is the first one to get a gap to try and catch to Baba. Steady gap around 40 seconds. Those 350 are for the C teams, right?
Yeah.
If I remember. Okay.
No, the 77 sprinters and C.
And the sprinters.
They're both in the same group.
Cut the Panissage. And Leo Philandry is desperately trying to play catch up to Baba before the KOM is over. And he's reaching him.
I'm intrigued to see what this Skype advantage will be after this climb with their attackers, because they attacked with the 77 and the puncher. And they had a minute advantage over the pursuers.
Baba
Leo
takes.
was settled for 1 point.
Yeah. They both had to spend a tremendous amount of energy, and Almeida ended up.
It's going to be caught. They're going to be caught. There's attacks behind them out.
Pellicles seem to
So
be
it's
trying
all
to.
square. It's all square here. Everyone's got the puncher. Everyone's got the 77 sprinter in this group.
Currently, it's not looking good for the break then.
It didn't need to. It served its purpose, getting those KOMs. In which
That is-
Village finally did something.
Movement here from Pixar. And now we have that exact zone of the stage you mentioned where someone could get caught with their pants down.
Yeah. If these two work together well, they could do something. But again, they're going to let Pixar get back in, and that's the exact thing they don't want to. But they're going to let it happen.
Leo has been pretty much tried to glue to the wheel of Baba.
See, look now. As soon as Pixar joins, they stop working. I mean, it's obvious. Snake attacking. Very opportunistic, though.
Basso following.
Yeah. Guilherme is the only C team with 3 riders.
He's
And
going to use
that is interesting because that's going to be a massive advantage for him. Who are the calls attacking? So yeah, Guilherme is the only C team in the whole lobby to have 3 riders. And that's a massive advantage, like I said.
For Portugal. Gap, as expected, started falling down quickly. There's not even an understanding at the front.
I think Guilherme wants to bridge to Jose Pereira, and that's exactly what's just happened.
And here he goes, trying to use the numerical advantage while he still can. And let's see what he can do here.
Yeah, it's a good move, but it depends who wants to chase them. And I would imagine Lax's and Village probably wanting to chase.
We've been speaking about Village because Village is indeed the main competitor for overall, but Portugal is last. Portugal also needs to make something happen.
And now Basso needs to respond ASAP.
And may I show us?
Laxers are in trouble if they wait any longer because Portugal are not going to wait up for them. And I don't think Basso's going to bridge with both his riders. I think he's only going to be able to bridge with one. Although they've just stopped, so.
Oh, that was just terrible.
So someone's still gone. There's someone still up the road, and it's Guilherme with his 2 riders. But yeah, I don't really know what they did there, Portugal.
Everything seems to go the Luxor's way right now. Every situation where they could be put at disadvantage, they've been given some kind of
Leeway.
leeway. Yeah, let's call it leeway. So it's looking good for them. Still not
So
looking bad.
two scenarios there. Village and Portugal escaped with their punchers. They stopped for whatever reason, just as Basso was bridging. And then with the 82 mountains, they let Laxers get back in. If Laxers would have been dropped, they'd have had to force the pace behind. And as you know, if you're forced to pace behind, everyone else in the slipstream gets the advantage, and they failed to do that as well. And
Indeed,
now you've
not
got
even that
Portugal
happened. Yeah.
pacing by themselves at the front with the puncher. I don't really know what Guy's plan is. Why would you be pacing with the leader team by yourself in front when you've got 20 riders chasing you?
I have no idea what goes through. I don't think anyone knows what goes through Guillermo's head, but the veteran player always tries to have something up his sleeve. Let's see if this is the case here.
It makes no sense what he's doing.
I don't see any
It's
reason
not
to.
KOM for another 40 odd kilometres. The stage is 115 kilometres from finishing. There's no
Could it
climb,
be that
there's no
after
climbs
finding that?
afterward, there's no intermediate sprints, there's absolutely nothing. There's two
Could it
teams
be
being paced
Joe?
behind.
Could it be Joe that after he found himself in that front position, that he still wanted to go all or nothing? And it doesn't make sense.
Just because you find yourself in a position doesn't mean you have to continue with it, though.
Yeah, yeah.
The
No,
only slight thing I can think of is that he's wanting to force Village and Lex to pace behind, while Jose Pereira feels very, very confident with the 77 sprinter. That's the only thing I can imagine. Or he's praying that Laxers and Village stop working together. But I think he forgets the situation where if Laxers and Village both finish last,
We're into the
Portugal
second
win.
half of the race. The riders are going to be more and more on their guard.
yeah, but right now, this isn't the biggest concern for the Luxors because they still have a sufficient advantage. So a scenario where they don't work with Village could happen, actually.
Well, Guillermo's bridged across another rider, but I believe that rider is nearly dead. So. Someone's coming across the gap. Or
I
someone
assume it's Tavares. No, it's still hold
like
on.
yeah, the only thing I can understand from this situation is that Jose Pereira feels really confident with the 77 sprinter, and he's wanting his teammates to create a bit of a distraction as we
Movement
see.
from Azevedo for EDK, is the 77 mountain rider.
It's another helper
Portuguese.
for Guillermo, which is important if Guillermo actually lets him join.
Yeah,
Which
Portuguese
he,
former cycling glory.
he is,
I think he's there. He's there.
yeah, only just though. They've lost 10 seconds in the process.
Yeah, this is usually one of the things that a small lack of coordination in this game specifically can cost you so much, and we know this better than equally to all other players.
I'm
And now
surprised
it's
they're panicking so much behind though. Like it really doesn't require such an immediate response. There's so much time left even before this first KOM, let alone the remainder of the stage to reel in Guillermo. I'd honestly be willing to let Guillermo dangle out front even more just to give him some false hope and waste his bars. They're wasting the B team's 77 mountain. Guillermo's wasting his full C team. Remember, Guillermo is the only one in the C team like bracket that has all three riders, and he's wasting all three riders, and so is EDK. So,
I
like
mean,
I say,
Diddley's not here tonight. That probably makes Ski the decision man. Probably he's having or thinks he's having a field day right now.
I don't think he's the one calling the shots, considering Jose must be feeling super confident with the centre sprinter. But
There's
even
also that.
still,
Yeah.
I mean, what they've been pacing now for 50 kilometers, and it's still the same gap. It is true
Uh,
though that they're making Village and Lax's work behind, but they also need to remember that they're pulling along both a Laxa, a Skype, and a Village 82 Mountain in the front group.
can Village and Luxus have felt the pressure a bit too fast because they immediately started pacing like there was no tomorrow, as we
Well,
mentioned
Village needs
earlier.
pace. Simple as that. Village needs pace. Laxers don't need to pace.
Yeah. And yet they
It's like
were
it's
earlier.
like now. If Snake's going to be pacing, why doesn't he just attack? With him pacing like this, he's literally giving Skype and Laxus a free ride. If he
A
attacked,
free ride, yeah.
he'd force someone else to attack. But instead, they're
Well,
wanting to keep it together for the 77 sprinter.
who's gonna win that battle theoretically? Because Jose feels confident. Everyone else seems to be betting on that horse
Well,
too.
this is the thing what you said at the start of the game. Guess who doesn't have the A team? Guess who doesn't have the 77 sprinter?
Yeah.
Basso.
And yeah, we did talk about
So,
that at the earlier stage.
so it's quite clear that Portugal and Village are trying to force a situation where Leo and Jose are playing against Pixar rather than Basso.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they think is their best chance of winning.
And Basso, as we talked as well at the time, will not lead next stage. So he actually needs to make this use of this team in this stage count.
But if they're wanting to work for the 77 sprints, I would imagine they'd want the pace to be a little bit slower than this, but I don't know. Can't see the
Uh,
bars. So
Hashi moving into the attack for the next KOM bro KOM, Col du Fayet. 36 seconds and everyone is together at the back. Christophe Moreau and now Joaquin Rodriguez and someone from the Luxors trying to get in that action, I believe.
I
Yes,
think
they
it's
are.
called, again, the 82 mountain. Yeah, he's dropped the wheel.
We'll need to see. It's
He's a bit of a riddy, must admit. So unless Snake bottles this, he should begin second place, which I believe is worth
Now's not the time to give up watching.
I don't, 2 points.
what is, I don't even know what this is. Is
I
it a
think
second one? I can see.
it's 5-2-1 or 4-2-1. Sorry, yeah.
So 2 points for Snake, one for Pools in Basso. Nothing for Portugal. I'm not sure if they did. I think.
No, they didn't get anything.
Yeah, exactly. So Basso, as the things turn, as the wheels keep turning, Basso now is the one that has his C team ahead, but a small gap there though. And he's not committing to anything, so split is gonna end soon. Gap is closed. GG Luxers, you deserved it, says Guilherme, realizing what we had been talking about a little
I
bit
think he meant the coward.
earlier. I thought he meant the fact
No,
that the advantage they possibly had for the sprint was no longer there. I didn't see
no.
the chat.
Well,
All
maybe
right.
that's the case, but I think it was because of the curve. I think uh, Jose Pereira was in the wheel, and Laxers, Pixar, they
I
dropped
did
the
not
wheel
see
for no
that. Yeah.
reason. So I think that's
Ah,
what
all
they were
right.
referring to. I think they thought they could have got second place, but for some reason, Coolset randomly dropped the wheel, so they lost second place to Village.
I think it's Moho that continues to go for Hashi.
Interesting attack by Baba. Baba, if Baba gets to the line with the 77 sprint, I honestly think he's the favourite.
Skype would welcome that result a lot because they really,
Puts them back in the gold medal fight.
yeah, or keeps them there because they were second place, but it would definitely
Yeah, but
get.
there's a big difference between first and second at the moment, isn't there?
Yes,
So,
indeed.
but as we know,
Something like around 30
Skype
points.
alongside Village have scored the most points so far this stage. Skype probably have scored more. I'd say about 5 or 6 more points more than Village, and Village have probably scored about 7 or 8, maybe even 10 more points than Laxers.
If
So
Skype wins this stage, it's going to be a two-horse fight until the end for in the last stage for the gold medal.
yes,
He's going to take
So let's see what can
contact
happen there. It's
and I
them
think if
attacking with.
Skype win, it's not the end of the world for the Laxers. I think they'll actually prefer
Yeah,
Skype in this stage than anyone else, other than obviously
yeah,
myself.
that would be the ideal for them. It would be pretty much overall in the back almost.
Well, with this pace on this climb, it is almost guaranteed we're going to see a battle between the 77 sprinters. And that's Baba, Jose Pereira, Leo Falandri, and Pixar.
Baba, though, they're at the front. Interesting positioning. Rui Costa for Guilherme continues to go ahead, trying to get the second cat. Portugal needs points like they need air to breathe after the first stage, and the second hasn't been tremendously good for them either. It's Joaquin Rodriguez for Snake, Mauro for Hershey, for Skype.
I mean, Portugal need these points because they probably haven't scored too many this race.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, they need points.
I
Like they
think they've
need air
released
to
them at
breathe.
KOM
Watch out! Your
points.
team leader
Like,
is falling
Yeah,
behind.
I would assume that there's a great
just a
perception
little bit
for.
behind Laxers, but then there's a big difference then between Laxers and Village, and then Skype have
Yeah,
currently got the most KOM points, I would probably guess.
yeah.
Well, I wouldn't
Lux,
guess. They do.
they do, yeah. Lexus continues to be in a really comfortable position, at least so far.
Who's in A1? Check
Hey,
after
what
the
again?
KOM. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. It's just two 77s, I think. 77 mounts.
It's 277 mountains, yes. And we see Costa still getting 30 seconds there, 800 meters.
Rodriguez, these could be important points, and Baba proves again to be a good
Uh,
sprinter. Basso gets
not sure.
second, but with the
Yeah, yeah.
punch. Baba went for that with the 82 mountains, still nearly won it. Well, my
So,
money's on Baba for the stage win with, I think it's Jimmy Casper.
you said the leader, the 77 sprinters, not the leaders, earlier. Who is it for Village Leo, right?
It's Leo for Village, it's Jose for Portugal, it's Baba for Skype, and it's Pixar for Laxers.
I'm telling you who I won't bet in, Giuseppe Reva. Nothing personal
No,
against
I
him.
agree. I agree. I think
Okay,
Jose.
there we go.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. I think we don't need to say anything else, and it's not anything against his skill or his history, and anything like that. But it's just the analysis of recent sprints. Doesn't mean he can't win. Obviously, he can.
The punchers could still prove to be a part of this race. By the way, America, we check who's here for the 18 because Jose has 3. Baba, I think, also has 3. Yeah, he does. Pixar only has 2, though, I believe. No, Pixar has 3 as well. So that leaves Village, Leo Falandri, and Leo Falandri also has 3. So all 77 sprint teams have 3 riders.
And the bet paid off for the 77 sprinter.
And I think that
The
is
rider just
Groot
launched their
attacking.
attack.
It is.
Yeah, show us. It's Gal 77 Mountain Rider for the Loxers, trying to get some points in that KOM bro KOM, but it's still early days of that fight because we're still not even close to it. 7.4 to go.
I think all the 77s are by themselves, obviously. And I
There's a
think all
move.
the
The
punchers
rider
are by
just
Yeah,
launched their
themselves. It's a
attack.
good attack by Snake.
it's a good attack by Snake indeed. He knows that he needs points, but the quick response from Gal there,
He dropped the wheel though, and that's going to be
that could be costly.
interesting. It's not short climb though, so it's not over for Snake. Like he hasn't won this yet, but it is only
Yeah,
worth 2 points. And I think Baba's interested, as he should. Basso does actually have a
awesome.
teammate, by the way, so he's going to use that teammate to try and beat Snake at this KOM, as he should. That teammate for Basso is going to be very important, by the way, in this next 20 kilometers.
And also, Snake and Guilherme there at the front. It's gonna be
It's a good moment to show
Portugal,
it
I
to your
think, and
players.
Yeah,
Lexus and Sky. Rui Costa for Guilherme, turning back the clock and getting a win in the K1 sprint. Well, it hasn't been like a super exciting final, but it's been tense, very tense. Would you agree?
I
They
agree.
can go flat out to the finishing
Very
line
interesting
flat,
attack,
but
by the
they've
way,
got
by
to watch
Pixar.
the
I think he should be
trajectory on the way
keeping
down.
Tony Martin for the lead out. But then again, if he's got full bars, you're forcing someone else to
The rider is
chase,
looking to
and
get
that
the back
is
the
Baba.
slip.
And Baba went with the 82 mountain. I mean,
Wow.
if I thought the time trials was needed for the lead out, I definitely know the climb is
Yeah,
needed for the
that
lead
was
out.
gonna be needed. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I would have used the puncher and I would have used the 77 mountains at first. But I'm aware that Skype don't have the 77 mountain, I
50
believe.
kilometers to the
So,
finish line.
They did not, and I don't think that they got them back since.
and now, yeah, Village are doing the right thing. They're using Snake, allowing Leo Philandri to have a full complement of riders for his lead out. Although he did drop one, by the way,
He dropped one, so yeah, he definitely needs
but
this
he's got the climb.
more. He needs to keep those two riders.
And this is interesting now. This is interesting because Skype dropped, Lax has dropped the gap to Snake, and Snake isn't dropping straight away. I don't know what he's doing.
I don't understand. And now he's gonna give him
I think Village are screwed here. They need to rely on Portugal
There's
to
now
win this
just
game
10 kilometers left.
because Leo doesn't
yeah.
want to use his only lead out rod. Portugal needs to get a move on. Jose's the only one with 3, and he needs to get a move on.
22 seconds, 19 seconds.
He's going to get brought back, but still.
Yeah, that
Uh,
was. Not sure what Snake has left. Nothing, because probably means
he
yeah,
did a
Leo.
big relay. Yeah.
He did,
And
he did, yeah.
we've got Guillermo in the wheel of Leo Philandri.
We're into the last 5 kilometers.
Interesting. With Costa as the puncher.
Yeah. Jose's doing his own
Falling
lead out.
behind. A team leader is falling
I don't know if
behind.
Actually,
Laxers are doing a full lead out. Yeah, Laxers are. So you've got Pixar, I think, trying to be on the wheel of Basso.
Basso.
So they're
Risky.
doing a dual lead out. Always interesting, laggy conditions.
Yeah.
But I think they're doing a good job at Laxers, and I think they're going
Sprinters
to
on the
win
way. The
this.
Lexus capitalizing, but now Leo coming from the left side. Looking good for the Lexus. Looking good for the Lexus. Looking good for Skype as well. Looking for Skype is gonna take it.
His aim was to win it, and he didn't
I want my
disappoint his
money again, by the
teammates.
way.
It's a job well
You
done.
did, and I hope you keep getting him right. It's a two-horse race now.
We're waiting for the
The
tail end so we can take a
Village
closer
has
look.
lost overall, pretty much. I think.
Yeah, yeah. I would put money on that. Yeah, put money on everything at the moment.
And Village was only fourth. Portugal was only third. So it's a two-horse fight. I don't think Luxor's care at this point, even if they win inline or not. They should probably already be celebrating by now. Against all odds, the super team might justify their admission fee.
No, bad news, Floxin. You didn't win. You've actually done the opposite of winning tonight.
Sorry, didn't hear that.
No, I was talking to Floxin in the chat. He asked if they won, so I said they.
Oh, oops, we have that news for you, Flo.
Not only in the sprints but tactically, I I have many questions, not many answers.
95% chance, says MA. I would even go further and say 99. I don't think Portugal has any shot at it uh, at this point. So it's 1% for Village, realistically, of getting overall. And we will need to see if we can find out what combinations would they need to. It's still. I don't even know if, honestly, if it's still possible for them to finish ahead or not. We will need to see the intermediates, all the points from the stage, pretty much. That was anticlimactic though, because one of the main fights is over on stage 2, pretty much.
Well,
So
we've got a
anticlimactic.
fight between two people, and considering the fact that Skype put a lot of good effort in for the KOMs on this stage,
Oh, Skype
I
deserved this.
I think that gap is I think we might actually be going into the last stage with Skype and Lexus on
Sorry, I didn't hear that, Joe.
probably. I think we're going to go into the last stage with Skype and Lexus being within 5 points of each other.
Oh yeah, it's getting very close. Like I said, Skype did a great stage there. Not only won, but also worked hard for the KOMs and the intermediates. Wow, what an anticlimactic finish for the stage. What a tremendous sprint from Baba. 2 for 2. The predictions of Joe Whiteley.
And those are those KOM points by
Yeah,
Skype. I like pretty insane actually because they've got 19 points from KOMs. Lexus only got 8. So that's a gain of what, 11 points? They also gained 20 on the stage. That's 31. The gap is reduced to within 5
the
points. And
intermediate
that's
sprint.
there was an intermediate sprint. So
Oh right, it was just KOMs. I was trying to look at that's why I didn't show it. So that means you said 11 points. Then
they
plus
gain
20 for
11
the
points
stage.
plus 20 for the stage. So that's 31. And that pretty much puts them. Uh, it puts them 2 points ahead of Lexus
It puts them in the lead. Wow,
by
this is going to be
2 points.
close.
Yeah.
And just as you predicted as well that Skype had the good odds for the win here, it also might come true. Still unsure, but it's going to be a fight between them and the Luxors for the medal of Inline. We have the updated standings. Team Skype leading 113 points. Luxor second, 111 points. Village do Mato 39 points, and Portugal in the mud 34 points. So, first division, Luxor and Skype, washed up division, Village and Portugal. Terrible race from both of them, I have to be honest here. I'm not saying they're bad, I'm saying it has been a terrible final for them. Let me see. 72 points gap between Village and Luxors. I mean, with intermediates and KOMs, probably still theoretically possible, but it would be. Yeah, I mean, theoretically still possible, but there is no realistic way in which this gap gets close. Congratulations, P-Luxers. You guys are the overall champions. And Village as well, man, not just Portugal. Yeah, Village and Portugal need, at this point, they pretty much need to do a YOLO. They need the KOMs, they need the intermediate sprint, and they need to pray to God that even Skype finishes ahead of Luxors and that one of them wins. They need Luxors in fourth place, pretty much, and they need the domination of other teams and KOMs and intermediates, and obviously one of their teams ahead of those. So it's virtually impossible at this point. But impossible is nothing, because we're not gonna give it as a done deal until the final meter has been finished. However, it is virtually impossible at this point. Congratulations to the Pilaxers. I just wish we could have had a closer fight until the last stage. Other than that, if Luxers end up triumphing as the best team, it will be a very, very well-deserved win after the great race that they've been doing and the good World Championship that would transform it would transform them into a good World Championship, because this is the, like me and Joe talked about at the beginning of the race, the coveted title for the teams, and especially for the considered super teams. So I think the Luxors would definitely justify and deserve that moniker.
I'm gonna have to go by the way now. I'll see you later.
All right, thank you for joining, Joe, and later we will see you. See if I can get someone here to help me. No one. Yes, please do, just for us to have a laugh. games. If you are watching this, there's still plenty of things to be decided, like the actual three medals of this event. Two of them seem almost guaranteed for Skype and the Luxers. The silver and the gold will be surely for these two teams, unless something bizarre happens. It's not impossible, but it's not likely. And then Portugal and Village will be fighting for bronze. Snake talked so much shit during these last few days to the Luxers that he might end up regretting it at the end. It wasn't even a close fight here in Inline, to be honest. I have to say that it's not going to be the case, but if it came down to a 50 or less points difference, I would be laughing my ass off, and Village would likely deserve to lose. Wow, Guilherme speaking Biblias. Never thought I'd see that day. Never thought I'd see that day. It has been a miserable performance from Village today. I wouldn't, however, forget if I was a Portugal team member that today, I'm not saying in the whole World Championship because they're always a great team, nothing against them, but today their performance has been even more miserable. Because in fact, they are still the last place with 34 points. However, yeah, compared to Village, and Guilherme has been correct because he's saying that for people that have been talking so much shit, they have indeed failed miserably 2 times in 2 stages. So yeah, I have to agree with him, and that's nothing personal against anyone. The dude is just doing a good analysis with many good biblias there. That was in Discord for those not watching, not keeping an eye on Discord. We are already starting the Cole Lombada in stage 3. 21.4 kilometers climb, 6.9% average, and 2,336 meters of altitude. It has its steepness moments at the start, then it will become a very light climb, and then there's some orange gradients, as you can see there near the end, especially at the end itself. All right. See if we could quickly confirm who has what team, because I don't remember who would have the leaders here. I forgot. I don't. Goldfish memory doesn't help. And now when you can show us the Ghosty A, Portugal, Jose, Leo, Baba, then Basel, Guilherme, Snake, and Who equals B, and C's for Greg, EDK, T2, and Hush. So Ghosty, Jose, Leo, Baba for the A teams. Okay. I guess the Luxers can even afford to take someone as average as Ghosty in the road in a team at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, I am the biggest of all dogs, joined by Emil the 90th, our silent director and streamer, and we are live in the PCM World Cup UK 24, presented by the IMA, hosted by PCM UK, sponsored by Saint Arena. Get your copy of PCM 24 and Tour de France 24 June 6th on Steam and other digital platforms. Also in retail stores, I assume. Um, and if you just joined us, this is Team Inline Final, where the Luxers and Skype have been up one notch above everyone else as they are battling for the gold. And with that, Luxers have a 99.5% chance, realistically, even 99.9%, of winning the overall and surpassing what has been a miserable team of Village de Marte this evening. Miserable, miserable. Same for Portugal, but although they weren't expected to realistically be in this fight, they were expected to be in the fight for Inline. Uh, Things didn't go well for them, but Village has been, after all the talks that have been conducted outside of the games in Discord, it's very disappointing. But it's fun as a spectator, that I can say. Yeah, I saw him. I was just adding comment. Oh, yeah. I agree. I agree. Although even then, I still think that it won't make a difference. So Portugal going YOLO. Like we said, Portugal and Village needed to go YOLO on this stage. And I don't think Village gives a fuck at this point. Oh, it's Giuseppe Weber that needs to, or is trying to play catch up. Skype is marking him. Basel says Village in the chat, and Snake says, yeah. Kind of, yeah, we don't give a fuck. And this is what the Luxers do not want, because one of these teams going YOLO, specifically Portugal or Village, and now it's Portugal trying to do it, means that there's a lot of points to be stolen here. And Village isn't doing absolutely anything. They have they're sending someone to follow. They're one of the Luxers, but they seem to have given up on this. They would need to be where Portugal is right now if they wanted to have any chance of still having a say in overall. They cannot afford to lose one single point, and they will be losing it. Portugal has someone there from Skype. Can we see who it is? That is a Portugal there from Skype. From Skype, it's Mojo, 77 Mountain for Hooligans, former Tour World Champion, and of course one of the legendary time trialists of PCM Multi. Picks are now moving with Pools and Legnason. Portugal didn't come here to make friends. Regardless what some people may say about them, their fighting spirit is ever present. They do not ever give up, and they're giving it all out here. Tremendous attitude, tremendous competitive attitude from Portugal. We have to commend them. And it's all made at the front of the race now. 82 mountain rider for Giuseppe Veiga. And this is usually how champions fall. They keep fighting until the end. Even if everything goes wrong, they always keep trying. So props to Portugal. Now it says Azevedo, Giuseppe Veiga, and Moro with Hulicles. I think second for Hulicles. I'm not sure. Too close. But Portugal got to first. And Village isn't even near the points that I can see. So the race has obviously exploded because of these all-out attacks from Portugal. Lux is trying to catch up as well. There's a rider from Skype here and there, and then Village is lost somewhere in the middle of the road. Let's see. They have, I think that was Snake. Leo's here. Closest is here from Ghostman. And the Luxers currently showing their main competition, that was Village, why they will be the champions of the world. Congratulations, PCM Luxers, P Luxers, sorry. You guys are the overall champions, and maybe even inline, who knows? That's a good way to turn things around for the Luxers after all the trash talk that specifically Village did in Discord. For no reason, to be honest. It's still Moreau with Azevedo and Almeida. Now the Luxers managed to close it. 3 riders for them, 3 riders for the Portuguese, 2 for Skype, Hushi, and Huli. And here we have Snake T2. As we go into the valley, Colifoniera is the next climb, 10.6 to go. Now 13 guys at the front and 9 riders in the second group. The gap is to 8, as you can see, but still, I'm sure there's still going to be some more movements here. And as we speak, Village T2 and two riders for T2, one for Snake, trying to get the gap. They get a small gap here. And Village trying to get some distance there. They badly need it. They need to start wrecking points. I would even argue that with the loss of that first, from the points of that first cat, the inaugural first cat of the stage, they might have even already, yeah, they might even have already lost the possibility to turn things around. Now, obviously, I did bet my virtual money on Portugal. That's obviously worth what it's worth, but I would say that I don't think anyone disagrees that the Laxers played very well here and deserved the overall title. And let's see if they can add the inline to it. Portugal, however, fighting until the end. Col de Fonieva underway, 22.4 kilometers at 7% average, 2,473 meters of altitude, and some steepness there involved. Portugal still commanding the operations in the first group. Where all teams are represented now, albeit some more than others, and now Bob and moving. Catches Pixar and Leo by surprise. And now it's Village trying to move back into the first group. Portugal is going all out. And I'm sure that the Luxors don't really care. I mean, yeah, they would like to win the inline title, but their main conquest of today is already achieved. Guy surely still wants, obviously, to win gold, and I don't know what Village is doing with their life. And I don't think anyone cares at this point. But here it is, Portugal still at the front of the race. 6-5. It was 5 riders, but they're losing one. On Domestic, whose workday has been concluded. And now Village had, I believe, 6 riders there, trying to play catch up again to Luxor and Skype. Not a good position at all for Village. It's Leo with the A team, T2 there with him. Yeah, thank you. That's the perfect gap we need indeed. 141. And Portugal's doing what they have to do here. YOLO. Now, Luxors obviously don't want Portugal to be raking up all the points. That's the only thing they want to control right now. The main thing. So that is what worries them indeed. Portugal, if Portugal keeps getting too many points and a comfortable situation in which they could still fight for the stage, that could be worrying for the Luxors. But with Village behind, not even that will worry them at this point. It's Pixar now, putting the pedals to the metals. Baba from Skype trying to stay with him. And someone else there from the Luxors. I think it's the Ghost Man. It is the Ghost Man with close to the 82 Mountain Leader. And Snake and Leo Falandri are, well, that's a funny image there. I think it speaks for itself. Not the ideal position for Village. In all honesty, I always believed in concepts such as karma. Village proving that they are not a successful team this year because their main goal, as they said for the last few days, was overall. They pretty much said a lot of times that it was already in the bag, and hey, worked out. Not. So, EDK, Zepreba, Hooli, can't remember if the other Luxor is to save my life. Baba Hoshi still has Kazaa there, and now it's Pixar trying to. It's possible that still has Gal there. It's 7 Monster Rider.
It has to be said that for the Luxors, finally making it work on the last day is probably the most the best way to end the competition. The sweetest way, one that tastes better, and congratulations to them actually. Always good to see a new overall champion in team. Maybe we'll get to see a new one in solo as well. T2, Snake, Village is still behind, and here we have three Portuguese up qualifying. Yeah, what's left of it, 6.6 kilometers. Then Gaul and Moho 77 mountain riders for Skype and Luxors. And here Luxors continuing trying to put pressure on Skype, but Hoshi and Baba are holding on. I think Baba was down to one rider there, but still had a teammate with him. I think it was Hoshi. And now fight for the K1 is close. Guilherme, EDK, Giuseppe Veive, Behuli close, and Passo, the 77 Mountains for Skype and Luxors. Village down to three riders in the back. 136 is the gap. It is not looking good for them. That Portuguese helper, it's Robert Guerreiro for the 75 mountain for Portugal and EDK. And then there were two, Almeida and Azevedo, 82 and 77 for Portugal. They have nothing more to do here than to continue the YOLO at all costs. And there he goes, Almeida. Basso goes with him, taking Gal. And Skype now trying to see if they can close that gap, but Almeida attacks. Almeida attacks and all or nothing continues for Portugal. They're gonna top this K1 as well. Celebrations from Giuseppe. Awesome moment. And Gusty closing the possible damage, reducing the possible damage with the second place, and Village is still 1 minute and 16 seconds behind, I think it was.
This downhill is known to be very dangerous.
That's the only thing working against Portugal at this point, is that Village is not with the others, because they would need Village to be there. Quite possible to take second place for them still to have a dream at this. And even then, I'm not even sure it's mathematically possible. It would be possible only if Village had done the same and would be at the front. They could still dream with overall and maybe even inline. All of that is irrelevant now. Josep Previa continues his attack for the stage. 42 seconds advantage to the others chasing him. And Village still 1 minute down. The gap is falling. Attack from Basso. Costi is already with him and Mokotier. And Leo Falandri is down to one teammate only. One that I didn't see. I'm assuming it's the 77 mountain rider of one of his teammates. It is Hollow Snake, indeed.
We'll soon know the final outcome.
1 minute. This 1 minute is gonna be the longest time gap of the life of Village, because Cossamper is coming and they need to start cutting this gap. I would have said for a perfect scenario they would have wanted it closed at the start of the climb. That doesn't happen, but they can start reducing it now, but they would have to spend some extra energy. 57 seconds. For Almeida, his solo walk to attempt glory in the stage continues.
Village finally reaches the second group, and now it's a 1 minute gap. It was more than likely that they had a chance to close it at the beginning of the climb, and Thibaut Pinot goes for a little flutter. Immediately as Basel putting the pace. João Almeida continues his climb. This attack from Leo, though, is the worst case scenario for the Portuguese because Luxers that weren't worrying that much now begin to pace to close. Luxers doing precisely what they needed to do in this lobby. They needed to get ahead of Village in the first stage and from there on, which they did. All they needed to do was control them. So far, so good. Job done. I believe that it is already confirmed that Luxers are the overall champions. I mean, there's with the points that Village wasted in this stage, there's nothing they can do about it. I think at this point, that is not a certainty. Attack from Landa. Uh, Jose Leo, show us E3. Who's the rider that I missed there? It's Landa. Where's Sky? Okay, Kazakh.
It's in such percentages that the strongest can create some gaps. Watch out, a team leader is falling behind.
Jose Preve continues his valiant breakaway. Luxers here. Police is with Baba. Needs to wait for him. There we go. And I'll paste him back to the Luxers. There he goes. Well done. And it's T2 trying to pull now for Leo Flange to try and catch Jose Pereira. He finally reached Leo and started to put all of his work into the task at hand, but only reduced the gap to 50 seconds. And now Leo has to go by himself again, but that help was very precious. However, the Luxers are also closer now with 3 riders. Advantage of not going all out to be in the break, just trying to pace it, and now Costa goes. Accelerating. Jose needs to keep a gap at the top of the climb. He desperately needs it, but can he do it? 31 seconds. Oh, I see Colsett there. Colsett there. I believe that's Colsett. It is indeed Colsett. And Lee was going to reach Jose. And here comes the other 82 riders. They shouldn't allow them easily to return. And Jose tries to accelerate the pace, but it's not sure if gonna succeed or not. Cap is surviving, and Jose going all out for the KOM. And Jose gets the gap. Jose needed a gap at the top.
KOM, bro. KOM.
KOM indeed, bro. KOM. Cole Saint-Pierre seems to be looking good for Jose Pereira. Has it in the bag. And, wow. If Skype can drop Luxers there, oh, this will be something. But Costa is going to accelerate into the KOM. And it's Leo that gets mullered. Portugal would badly need the Luxers to be fourth in the stage to still dream with the medal. So Leo dropping for them isn't ideal as well. It was a really big gap, 70 something points. So, but Portugal did what was expected because it was the only thing they had left to do all out YOLO. And back to 1 minute the gap. Show us the second group and let's see if there's any resemblance of cooperation. There is not. This could again be the best case scenario for Portugal because Skype only needs to control Luxors for the win. In inline,
The finish line is in
Luxors
sight.
don't give two fucks about village anymore. They just also want to control the stage position to not have any chance to lose to Portugal that has been wrecking some points. And Village has nothing left to fight here. So except maybe a stage win if they could catch Jose, which isn't looking likely at all. But we shall see. Pianmune final climb of the day, 11.6 kilometers, 6.4% average, 1,698 meters of altitude, with a green flat section there before the finish. Oh, Leo gets dropped again.
10 kilometers
And
to the finish
I
line.
don't know what Baba's doing. He has no obligation to pull for. He doesn't need the stage win. He just needs to make sure he finishes ahead of Paso. Or, sorry, Ghosty. But he's still pulling,
The
and
riders are
this
in a Porsche
might
by
come back to
10%.
haunt him. He should be more worried about what Luxors are doing. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. Yeah, Baba, what the fuck are you doing? Best question ever from Guilherme. What the fuck are you doing, bro? You're gifting the gold medal to Luxors. He continues pulling like a madman there. 116. Win should be in the bag for José Pereira. Congratulations to Portugal for the stage win after a tremendous attack. Unless he is out of energy in the next 6 kilometers, should be good for him. Tremendous display from Portugal there. What a way to go.
The finish line is getting
What
close.
a way
The
to go.
riders just passed the 5 kilometers road sign.
Yeah, you win, José. You might lose, Baba, so I'm not sure what... Yeah. This is the most confusing thing. Let's see. João Almeida is about to close the stage for Portugal and end the team competition with a win. The Portuguese going out with style. And now, yeah, now Guzman is going to attack on Baba. Oh, the shock. But let's see if Baba can survive. And Leo is catching up to them. And there goes José Pereira for the celebration. Portugal wins stage 3, finally makes something happen.
This was
Tremendous,
a great
outstanding
day
attack
for
from the
him.
Portuguese.
Nobody could keep him
And now
away.
Ghosty obviously is going to win Baba. So, yeah, Skype has nothing to
Just
yeah,
joined the
Skype has
finish,
nothing
still coming
to
up.
complain here but themselves and their, I'm going to say lack of brain to not insult anyone. That's the nicest I can be here. I don't understand what Moncotier and Baba were doing. Such a good sprinter, such a tremendously bad tactical player. Everyone in the lobby was mentioning it. I was mentioning it here. I don't know what kind of material he smoked before the stage, but just ridiculous. But congratulations to Luxors. That's not their fault. And another gold medal for them. Congratulations, Luxors. You guys are the champions of the world. But still, always funny to see people cheating to beat this even after all those years. I have no idea what he's on about. Honest. I thought Skype would win that sprint, was obviously mocking after what Lava had said in Hooli. Alright, so it ended up being a more entertaining than competitive final. I have to admit. Tremendous job from the Luxors. Managed to not only save their World Championship, but turn it into a success in the last day. They win overall, they win 3 gold medals, and they probably also win Road, so that's 4 gold medals. Or 5. I think they win, yeah, overall, Road, Inline, and points race, I think it was, and another one that I'm forgetting. It's at least 5 gold medals for them. Everything was looking grim for them, but in the final day, the Luxors show up and deliver. And it didn't take much to an average player like Ghosty to beat the competition, because Baba pretty much just worked as his sprint launcher. So, yes. I just saw this now, and yes, if I'm the Lexus, of course I will just I'll stick to Baba's wheel because he's just taking me there for free. I'll then drop him at the end and win that sprint, and tell him, "Thank you very much. Fuck you. Have a good day." What the fuck? Lexus did exactly what Skype should have done. Skype had the obligation to do that because they had a 2 points lead, and I think they were good on KOMs. I'll have to see because I'm not looking at the screen now. Let me see. Uh, Probably, yeah. I think they had the advantage here from those points. But even then, regardless, they should have never did what they did there. That was just bad. Not even the big dog would do that shit, for the love of God. The fuck? Bad, bad, bad. Terrible, ridiculous. Tremendously bad. This wasn't the day for Village as well. One of the most ridiculous performances in the history of Inline. Everyone here except Portugal and Luxors, obviously, because they knew how to take advantage, played like chumps. I'm not taking any credit away from Luxors. They deserve their win. They retained their cool head. Amazing performance from them, and obviously out of the other was from Portugal. All right, waiting for the points. I think Portugal. I know Portugal will improve their GC tremendously, but the gap to Skype was big. I think Skype should be safe. I'm not sure though. I didn't do the math because it was a lot of points that still need to be counted. Oh, we already have final standings. P-Luxers unsurprisingly win, 160 points. Congratulations, Luxers, you guys are the champions of the world. Team Skype Silver, 143. Portugal, what a comeback. Manages to get to 119 points. It's a shame that they didn't get a bit more. I think they deserved it, but after 2 stages where they did not get a win or even a second place, it was all they could do. Village du Mart in the mud, depressing, ridiculous, disastrous, 49 points only. Get the fuck out of here, bro. All right. We have confirmations of the official standings. Again, I will repeat, Pilaxers, congratulations. You guys are the multiple champions of the world today. Congratulations, man. 160 points. Team Skype second, silver 143. Portugal third, bronze 119. And then the Mud Village, the Mouth 49 points. That's a 70-point gap for the third place, let alone the others. All right. We can do this podium. There's no way I'm gonna stay for interviews. My voice is already playing me tricks. I'm still not feeling well. I didn't have any help, so let's just do the podium and close this. I mean, if the Luxors could come here fast, I could still try and listen to them because they're the world championships, the world champions, and they deserve their interview. Okay, so if Luxors will come, we'll definitely do the effort to listen to them because they deserve that moment. They played a very good race. Oh yeah, we have a bunch of podiums. Lovely. Okay, let's do this podium first then for inline. Try and hear the Locksters, and if everyone else wants to join, I'll try and make it quick because my throat is indeed hurting. So you want to do inline first, Emil? And then the interviews, is that what you said? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, okay, so before I announce it, let's see if, let's join the interviews channel while you do that, Emil, so that people can join. All right. We're still waiting for the podium to be ready. We're gonna do the inline podium first. We're gonna try and listen to the Loxers, and then we're going to try and do the other podiums as well. If any other team wants to join for the interviews as well, I'm gonna try to do my best to see if I can catch everyone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time tonight, first of three, please rise for the Norwegian national anthem to celebrate the champions of the world, the Luxers. All right, that was the national anthem of Norway, the Norwegian national anthem to celebrate our champions of the world, PL Luxers, and we hope that they can join us now for interviews. Yes, we figured you would. Paso. Please join. It would be great to hear you, man. Okay, we have Paso here. I'm going to invite him.
Yeah, guys, sorry for the delay.
Paso, I'm also going to invite Pixel, but I'm going to listen to you first. I mean, if you all both want to speak at the same time,
Yeah.
I mean, it's your moment, guys. You're the champions of the world. Congratulations. How does it feel?
Yes, finally, a breakthrough. There we
Uh,
go.
you went from a miserable world championship because everyone expected more than just two gold medals to the celebration of your lives. How does it feel, man?
Yeah, it's like a top three moment in my PCM career, if it could be called career. Like you get what I mean. It's an amazing feeling. I all of my worries about like my fate in the World Cup, like I thought that we were gonna get fourth here, but before tonight, honestly, I was like, oh fuck, it's not gonna be good. But yes, it's the all of the doubts are gone. We are the champions of the world. We win the
You
inline as
won three
well.
medals in one night, bro. Three gold medals in one night. What's your thoughts on that, guys? Pixar, well, welcome as well. It's good to see you here too, man.
So sorry, I'm not too coherent in my speech. I'll let Pixar do the talking for now. I just have to. Yes.
Pixar, welcome you're here.
Hello.
Pixar, mate, it's been quite a few years since we started playing together in far more obscure lobbies. First time we played, I don't remember the specific occasion, probably PCM World or something. We were still on very different paths. We ended continuing in the multi scene, and now you're the champion of the world. How does it feel?
I wouldn't say I'm the champion of the world. It was a huge team effort, and
Oh,
yeah, I'm
you,
speechless. I couldn't
you,
imagine
you
something
all
like
are.
this
You
happening
all
in
are
this
the
World Cup.
champion of the world. Had you guys lost hope up to this point? Because the World Cup was rocky and everything was hanging on the line for today.
Can I?
I mean, after my troubles on Monday and everything that happened then, and still getting, I think, a medal on Monday in classics. Yeah, we even got second there, and I never was in huge doubt that we could be on top at the end, especially today, because it was just from the start on focused, and we basically did no huge mistakes.
So, some bumps down the road, they never worried you?
Personally, not really. I mean, there were some
Uh,
things, but yeah.
can I answer that?
Yes, 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 please.
I did honestly. I needed to take a break yesterday. I we went from zero to hero honestly. And yeah,
But
I
that's
mean
how sports, competitive sports and esports as well usually go, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. It's fucking crazy. It's like we turned it around from 3-0 to 4-3, something like that. Wait, no, that no, sorry, from 3-0 to 3-4. Yeah, like that. No, sorry, not 3-4, 3-7, something.
Something like that, yeah. I'm gonna ask one interesting question here because you know me, I don't like to shy away from the interesting questions. I'm seeing it now. Uh, last few days, I don't really know why, but Village started talking shit like there was no tomorrow, and they were mighty confident. And in the end, they behaved so miserable that even my dog with a hat would have played better. So, any words that you guys might have for them?
I I want to repay them for the trash talking during this week and especially after Monday. But I think I'll just let my well, sorry, not my, our actions speak for our actions today speak for themselves, and they can
All right.
they can savor the sight of
Question.
Spielaxers winning the overall. I think that's the best way of answering it.
Question about the end of that last stage. Ghostman had the wheel of Baba there, and Baba, for some reason that the world still isn't understanding, pretty much gifted you a good lunch for the sprint. Were you guys confident at that point when he started, and continued pushing alone that things were looking good?
I I was honestly laughing. I think that the whole voice chat was laughing at that point. We were like, we were like, we
Oh,
didn't
you should
mind
have
that.
heard
We were
my
just
commentary. Yeah, no,
it
I'm
was
sure you didn't. You guys did your job, not your fault. Everyone would. It doesn't take away any credit from you. But at that point, did you guys feel? I think we actually have this.
yeah. I mean we were sure about it at that point. Like even the inline goat. We were like, yeah, Ghosty, just follow the wheel, take the gel, outsprint him, everything is fine.
Take a
We
tea.
yeah, chill out
Take
a
a sip
little.
of tea.
Yeah, take snack a biscuit or something. Yeah, just
It was it was a great moment there from Portugal in the last stage. The all out YOLO. It isn't always easy to accomplish. They got a lot of points, managed to get bronze and not end as bad as they could have. It's a good way for a great team to end their competition if they can't win. Do you guys think that after their play in stage three, they could have deserved more than just bronze, maybe a silver even?
I definitely think so. I think if you only count the last stage, I think they were the best team in the last stage. Like they played the best, in terms of like skill. But yeah, the first two sprints they killed it for them. Not that I'm complaining, but I don't have
Yeah.
any beef or anything with Portugal, and I would wish them good luck. Just a silver medal behind us, obviously, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
Strangely, I don't think anyone has any beef with Portugal in this World Cup, which is something new, but it's always good to see.
yeah, I mean, I respect the team. Like they played well apart from the sprint. I think so. Good luck to them in solo if they have any solo left. I think some of them maybe in track.
So, Basso, a couple of questions for you regarding solo, because you know always to expect those. Gold is achieved in team. Now you still have to prove yourself solo. A bit more relieved, less pressure going into that now.
Yeah, most definitely. It's such a huge relief to win the team competition. I know that I can win now. It's not a curse. It's just a matter of staying calm and winning the finals. I'll try. I have more motivation to try hard TTs now as well. do.
I think we all knew that you definitely had the skill in you. You just needed to fix that psychological part in which you sometimes would let the pressure get to you. So I think this could be your year, man. Could you be the guy that doesn't allow Miko to start a reign of terror?
I definitely, I think I have it in me right now. It's I mean, I think when you look at the results in before, like during the season, I think I got rid of the choker adjective assigned next to me, like
Mindset as well, yeah.
yeah, the mindset. I'm not going to lose the finals. I'm going to get medals in the finals. I cannot assure you that, but I will do 110% to get medals in the finals, and then we'll see. It will depend on the lobby, on many factors, but I think I have it in me.
All
Yes.
right. Uh, would you be surprised to know that at some point? And obviously, I didn't talk about this anywhere, and I usually never do. I was actually at some point rooting for you guys after what I had saw, unnecessarily from Village. I still didn't forget that. I still believe myself, my personal opinion, that Village thought, oh, it's the Luxers. Our main opponents are the Luxers. We have this in the bag. I'm very happy for you guys. I thought that after the way, including the way you played today, very cool-headed, very well. Knowing what the goal was, the game plan, everything was working well, and you guys were putting in the work. So I'm tremendously happy for you guys, and I think we're gonna have Groot here too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
I think I can let Groot speak. I maybe will interrupt you, bro, if something comes to
Yeah,
my
go
mind.
ahead.
It's a
Yeah, just
celebration, so if you guys all want to talk at the same time, we don't mind. Groot, welcome. You are the champion of the world, such as your teammates. How does it feel, man?
I feel great, man. Yeah, I did not expect this at all.
Were you? I asked this question to your teammates as well. The last sprint was probably one of the most confusing times in PCM. In a PCM final in the World Championship, Bava started pacing like a madman. I don't really know to what. Were you guys confident at that point that this might actually be it? This is the moment. He's giving us too much of a lead out and not saving enough energy for the sprint.
Yeah, that's definitely what we were thinking. His idea wasn't that bad because Ghosty sprinted quite a bit for the intermediate, but it wasn't quite enough to outright drop Ghosty, so he just ended up saving Ghosty's bar completely, and then yeah, lose the sprint after that.
Groot, you're a champion of the world in solo, sprint world champion, and still because we haven't crowned a new solo champion yet, and I'm not sure if you're still in the tournament or not of
Yeah, I
sprint.
am.
So you're still defending your title. Tell us, what's better? What's the one that feels better, winning in solo or in team? Because you're the
Well,
only gold medalist in your team, right?
yeah.
At least from the ones
We
here today, and I think overall. Okay, so what's better, solo or team?
Well, winning with a team is always more fun. Like having your teammates, celebrating with them. Yeah, I mean, team sprint is not that crazy, obviously, because you're just solo sprinting basically. But yeah, winning team events is just always more fun for sure. But yeah, especially a discipline like sprint is really fun to win because it's just 1v1. You can't get fucked by anyone. There's no third party. Like you have in road, for example, where you have rats and everything. So yeah, winning sprint is always really fun.
Are we one day gonna have our rematch from the semifinals of the World Cup, quarterfinals of the World Cup 2020 one day? Yeah.
No, I've paid EMEA quite a lot to not have to play you again. So
So you
yeah,
do not have to risk losing against the big dog once more at the World
no,
Championships.
luckily.
I'm pretty sure you would win easily now, but it's a fun answer, so I thank you for that. Guys, um, I'm not sure if you guys are still in any solo finals aside from Basso
I
of
think
Road
Root is in
or.
most track, right?
I think
You
I'm in every track discipline. Yeah,
So as
yeah.
a team now, team is over. You guys now will make sure that you at least root for each other in the solo events.
yeah. I want Basso to win overall. that he's yeah, he really wants to win that.
Thank you, Groot.
What's
I want you to
next,
win track overall.
Yeah, hopefully I can do that.
Or Ghosty,
guys? What's
it
next?
doesn't matter.
what's next for next year? Because this is always the day when questions about teams for the next World Cup start to rise. Can we have P-Loxers back for next year?
Well, you're gonna have to ask Finn about that. We don't have him here, so I don't know if Basso has a contract for next year.
I am the janitor, the
I'm
team
out
lead.
of
No, I'm
contract.
kidding. uh, you're out of contract, Basso. I didn't hear that. Sorry, I was joking. I
Yes,
forgot to say.
I I don't have a contract for the next season, so I'll wait for the highest bid.
Yeah, if you hear that, Village, Basso doesn't have a contract.
I was actually gonna ask: is Village one of the options?
No,
Um,
because
If
then
you if
no,
you can beat them, then you become one of them, or don't you really have to go through that anyway because you already beat them?
I personally like them in solo, but it was just so satisfying to beat them. Honestly, it's like it feels better to beat them than to be with them. I think
Any
it's like
personal words for Snake? Something
I
like, "Wow, you really suck, man."
Snake
Something like that.
man,
Snake
boo.
1v1 me on Aram.
I
All
sent
right.
that GIF of it was on in the match between in ice hockey in the ice hockey World Cup this year. It was like I think 2 weeks ago. The match between Slovakia and Kazakhstan. That's where the GIF comes from. Sorry, I have to explain the history behind it. It's our best ice hockey player of right now, and he got a 2 minute penalty for getting in a fight with the other Kazakh basically. And when they were sending him to the what's his name in English, the sin bin,
Penalty
like
box.
where you go
Oh
when you get a
yes,
penalty.
that's it.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
I know nothing about
he
hockey, so
yeah, he did that grimace and show pointed his finger at the scoreboard. We were winning 6-2 at that point, I think. So yeah, that's that's where it
that's your
sticks.
message, right?
It
All right.
was there was a lot of like drama about it because like apparently ice hockey players shouldn't do that nerd, you know, because like it's disrespectful to the opponent. But fuck it, we we won the overall. I don't care.
Hockey
I
is talking
guess
about disrespect when they're literally 1v1 fist fighting in the middle of the game. Like, what?
yeah, I was gonna say that. What the fuck? They do far worse in hockey. They actually fight.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I would honestly fight Snake or Leo in a 1v1.
All right, we will schedule that for next
That
Saturday
is
if
not
it
a threat.
suits your
That is not a
schedule.
threat.
No, not a Fred. No, definitely
Nope.
not.
No, no,
Don't get us
I'll
there.
allow it. We can we can get a date next Saturday if it's both of your schedules.
Yeah, sure.
A
Yeah,
game of your choice.
this is getting a bit absurd. I'm probably
Yes,
gonna cringe a little when I listen to what I said
yes,
today, not
likely, but
yesterday.
that's how the best interviews usually happen in these moments. I've done quite a few. It always ends up being a fun environment where everyone says silly things in a good way. So, guys, congratulations. Uh,
Thank you.
so many
Thank you.
medals. And when I say so many, it was three in one night, but that's actually so many because the most important of them all. Overall, you also got tonight the inline one and the road overall one. So congratulations, guys! Thank you so much for being here. I stayed here a bit longer just to hear you, so it was worth it. We may have Ivar.
Thank you.
Not sure if this is the case.
I don't think I would have imagined this in my wildest dreams. I would have thought, yeah, okay, maybe we win the overall somehow by I don't know, like Marty choking in track and like focusing them and stuff. Yeah, yeah. But I didn't ever think that we would win. Uh, what, five or four track medals, three, so something like that. Which is like an extreme amount. Track overall medal, a road win, an overall win, an inline win, medals in all five road. Like I don't think I could have imagined a better team World Cup. So I'm proud of all of my
Okay.
teammates
I
for
am
doing
being
that.
told that we are being joined by the team lawyer Ivar. Welcome, Ivar. Ivar, are you here?
You're muted. You are.
Sorry, here I am.
Ivar,
Yes,
team lawyer. the legend says that we hate each other. We're battling in a court of law. We cannot give details of that in public, and yet here we are coexisting peacefully in the booth. Is this part of the nature of PCM?
Yeah, I mean we just won our biggest titles in on the road, and that's where we are here to compete.
So,
So it's been a great evening for us.
uh, Ivar, were you hanging on there in the edge of your seat in that final sprint?
No, in the end it felt. I mean, after the intermediate sprint when Baba started pacing, then I think
Yeah,
we really knew it was okay for
yeah.
us.
I was gonna make you that question because I made it to all of them. At that point, that he starts pacing like there's no absolute tomorrow. Did you think, okay, this is it?
Yeah, and I mean we had also counted the points, and we knew that for the overall it didn't matter. And yeah, of course it's extra nice to win the inline as well. I mean we've never been even close to that before, so yeah, it was perfect for us.
Medals on track, medals on road, medals on overall of road, and the overall. This is a new page for the Larksters. Do you guys hope to keep this going next year?
I mean we have come a long way since we did our first Team World Cup 4 years ago.
When are you
Uh,
when are you guys gonna let PCM UK win the overall?
I mean you got to learn to play track first.
Yeah, we have to get good at that. That's gonna take a while, and I have to play something I couldn't do this year as well. But you were saying about next year in a more serious.
Yeah, I mean the Luxors we had the last 3 years we had quite different teams, so we will see what's happening next year. I mean, yeah, the Basso is maybe the biggest star this year, but I mean
He's
the
out of contract. He stole us here, so he hasn't
yeah
decided
yeah
his
but
future yet.
but
Any
yeah
words
I
for
mean
him?
I think he'll stay, but yeah we have to work on the finances. But I mean I would say a big shout out to the person that I think is the most important person in the team, Ghosty. When we started 4 years ago, it was around him, and yeah, he's always been the key of our team.
Okay, I have to make a question regarding Ghosty, because at the end of the day, I feel sometimes people take some things too seriously. Is there any chance he could maybe show up here one day, talk to us, not take some things so seriously, and have fun like we all try?
Yeah, maybe he comes if he wins the track overall. We'll see.
All right, please tell him to come here. We always love having Ghosty here. He's already talked to us a few times. We would love to have him here.
So
We love you,
good night.
Ghosty.
I need to go celebrate, drink some champagne.
Yeah,
Good
I'm
night.
probably
Yeah.
gonna drink
Drink
beer
one
as
for
well.
me. Drink one for me, guys. Best of luck for your solos. Best of luck for your future, and I hope to see you here more times.
All
Thanks, man.
right. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, much love to you all, and we're going to move for the podiums. Thank you, Pete Luxers.
Let's go.
So, Emea was already giving me this is the road solo classification for team, and we're going to read it. Pete Luxers, congratulations, you are again. We are back live. Again, some technical difficulties here with Emea's software, but I think, are we now in conditions to get the national anthem for the PLXers? I will announce it again. Tell me when. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please rise second out of three times tonight for the Norwegian national anthem for the champions of the world, the Pilaxers. All right, we are back. That was the Norwegian national anthem to honor our champions of the world, the Pilaxers, and we will now read the final classification of overall team. Again, if you guessed it, you've guessed it correctly. P. Luxus, champions of the world, 1,995 points, 1,721 for the second place. Village du Mart, bottling it all in the last event. Mighty Portugal played like champions today in the last stage. Didn't have luck in the first two, but showing their skill, their talent, and their willpower to be one of the best teams of all time. 1,552 points in third with bronze. Mighty PCM UK fourth, 1,310. Then Skype Netherlands plus. La Farmer Team Belgium USSR 1 and the team players intent 225. 11 is USSR 2 Team Eastern Europe 12th. Then the 8th team Jansvoort Team Generation 2000 closing top 15. Saison en ligne 16th and Team Gruppetto Occidental with 11 points in the mud. 17th place. They are the last of that chart. So, as you can see, this final classification, it's Luxers, it's Village, it's PCM UK. Ladies and gentlemen, for the final time today, honoring the team that brought it all in the last day, celebrating them and honoring them, ladies and gentlemen, the Norwegian national anthem for the champions of the world, the P Luxers. Alright, we are back. Alright, if he comes, we can do one more. Oh, struggling with my throat, but let's try and hear him. It's his day as well. Finn, welcome.
Hello, welcome, guys.
You are the champion of the world. How does it feel? That's the first
Uh,
question I have to do to all of you tonight. So,
I mean, it's crazy. Like, I didn't expect it heading into the World Championships. Of course, Basel was a good addition, obviously, but we weakened our track team hard compared to last year. I mean, of course, we our goal was to win the overall. Settling for less, I think, with that team would be dumb. But doing it for the first time after we played in the team for 4 years is crazy. So good.
it was a long road indeed from the point of your first days as I don't remember TMBBADI, whatever
Yes,
that name
yes.
was. From there until now, probably the post-COVID days. I was already playing at the time. You at the time when you came were the new guy, and You're here. You're the champion of the world. What's the plans for the future? We already know that Basso is out of contract. He hasn't decided his future yet. I'm sure the Vulcans will start trying to poach him. Can we see this iteration, the PLXers, reappear next year, or what do you
I
think?
mean, it's early to talk. But for me, during the last years, it was always like when World Cup ended, World Cup ended for me, and then in March or something, I tried to form a team for the next year. Uh, I mean, I will obviously try to redo the team of this year. I mean, would be dumb after winning overall if I wouldn't try it. But nothing said about it yet, to be honest.
Uh, for you, I don't think you have any solo this year. I don't think you even played it, if I recall correctly.
I mean, I played Ellie round one from the PC of my girlfriend, having the biggest internet troubles ever. And yeah, that's basically it, I think. And classics, but I didn't attend round two. So pretty
Yes,
much no solo World
I
Cup, yeah.
only played classics, managed to qualify neatly, and also didn't wasn't able to attend round two. So I feel you there.
Yeah, same. Yeah. But yeah, team was my World Cup. And we won
So
it
you're
like
gonna now be in the couch rooting for your teammates' remaining solo events.
yeah. I will force Groot to play all track events so he can win overall track because he's in all finals. Uh, and yeah, I will cheer for my team to also win solo after we won team together. Like crazy evening today.
All right, Basso, what do you think was the most important change over the course of these years? I mean, aside Basso, you already spoke about it. Obviously, one of the best players of the moment, considered to by many as one of the best players of his generation, might become one of the all-time greats. Aside that you already explained, what do you think was the most important factor in the Luxors evolving into a world title?
I gotta say, I think most important was improving our team track coordination. It maybe doesn't seem like it looking at our results, but we weakened a lot compared to last year. And last year we were good as a team, but also had really, really good individuals. But this year the individual quality was far worse compared to last year. But I think we played better as a team and had better communication, and I think it was important to gain the needed track results to win overall in the end.
So you're not going to give me a little bit of credit for yanking your chain, guys, for like years now? Wow. I'm kidding. Do you think that's the one of the most basic secrets then for a team, as you said, is that collective, and that has to be the most important thing ever when putting a team together?
Yes, for sure. I think being good together as a team is far more important than being a good individual. Of course, if you have both, GG. But yeah,
All right, then I hope to see you here as a champion again next year, team, solo, whatever
I
it may
hope
be,
so.
both.
I hope so too. Probably not both because I'm washed in PCM since I have a girlfriend. I was before also, but since then it didn't change.
All right. It couldn't have gotten any better, I guess. Is what you're saying. But I still hope to see you here, not only in the booth as always, because every time you do show up, it's always good, always fun. I hope to see you as well here with your team. We still need to have always the fun and the good teams here playing. So best of luck for you as well, and thank you so much for being here.
Yeah. Thank you. See ya. Bye bye.
Thank you. So that, oh, sorry, wrong button. That was Finn, the team captain of the. I don't know who the team captain is. If it's Cerebros, I think it's Finn. So if it is, if I'm not mistaken, is the team captain and leader of the PL Oxford fan. So calendar for the final streams of my career. We have the next few days here. I'm not gonna say for sure, but I am indeed considering. I know I'll keep doing my stream. Obviously, I don't have any more intentions to do this next year, but I never say never. But we'll see. But no, I do not have any more intentions. After so many things that happened this year, I just want to rest. So, classics. This is where the fuck is in my file? There we go. So, tomorrow, 30th May, uh, all solos from now on. This was the last team event. Points race final, 2045. Scratch final, 2115. Elimination final, 2145. Might be a good day for Ghostman. 21st May as well. I think he's in these. TTT final 21. ITT final 22. That Saturday is a rest day. And June 2nd, the fun truly begins with Classics Final 2045. And then we go into June 3rd, Tour Final 2045. And in 4th June, we closed the competition on track with the final 8 of Sprint at 20:45 and the Mighty Omnium final at 21:45. After that, we finally bid farewell to these World Championships. I'm not saying finally as in I'm relieved, although I'm sure we all are. But we have a big ending here with the prestigious Super Inline final. Not Super Inline as Super Inline, but the amazing Inline final, where 6 finalists will battle for the most prestigious medal of PCM Multi. That's also, like I said, it's June 5th, and it's also at 20:45 on the calendar, pending any possible changes that probably won't happen. So that's our schedule for the next few days. It's all solo from now on. Teams are over. The Luxers are the mighty winners. Congratulations to them. I want to thank Joseph Whiteley for being here today. Emea as well, of course. Everyone watching, we do this for you. We hope to continue to have fun in the next few days. The World Championships are still not over. We still have more days. We still have more medals. We still have more fun. So join us for that. Starting tomorrow, again, the reminder we have the beginning of the end of track, points, race, scratch, and elimination. I am the biggest of all dogs. I want to thank UK for hosting the World Cup, IMA for presenting it, Cyanide and Nakon for sponsoring it. Join us tomorrow, and let's keep in mind that these were the championships of the world, and today's world champions were the amazing PCM Luxers. Have a good night, all.